Hundreds of children are being blackmailed into performing sexual acts online by paedophiles who threaten to send obscene images of them to their families. Well, that's the stark warning from the Child Exploitation and Online Protection Centre, or CEOP, which says children as young as 8 are being targeted. The abuse has driven some victims to suicide. Well, our Home Affairs correspondent Tom Simons has more.
Daniel Perry, 17, when he struck up a conversation online with someone he thought was an American girl his own age. He sent explicit images of himself, but he was communicating with a blackmailer who threatened to send the pictures to his friends and family. Within an hour, Daniel had fallen to his death from the Forth Road Bridge. But now child abuse experts are warning blackmail on the web by abusers posing as teenagers is a growing problem.
They're speaking to a 14-year-old, they're saying, I'm 14, 15, are you interested in me? So it's kind of introduction through the web as they would introduce themselves at school, except they're going straight for the sexual exploitation imagery and then the power and control.
Here's how it happens, a transcript of a real online chat. The abuser says, "Hi, ASL," meaning age, sex, location. The victim says, 16, female, you? The abuser, 17, male, and that is a lie. Then within seconds, have you cam, meaning a webcam. The victim sent explicit images, and so the next day this message came, 2 times more and you be free forever. The victim responds, thanks for making me want to kill myself. But then the threat, remember I have your video, so don't do anything bad. Experts say often child abuse results from a troubled upbringing or poverty, but not in this case.
In this form of child sexual abuse, every young person is vulnerable simply because they are a young person. Because they're an adolescent, they are going to be exploring their sexuality and they're more likely to take risks and be impulsive than an adult.
CEOP says it's identified 184 British victims of blackmail so far, a legacy of self-harm and suicide attempts. Its message to young people, tell someone, whatever you've shared online, because you are not to blame.
Well, Tom, as you can see, joins us now. It's an extremely worrying story. What is the advice then for parents, grandparents watching and, of course, the children themselves?
Well, first of all, it's be sure that you tell your children of the risk of making that critical decision to send compromising material over the internet. It can't be taken back, and I think make that clear to them. But also, it's going to be pretty horrifying if you find out that has happened. Don't lose your rag, treat them as the victim, and crucially, don't say, I'm not going to let you use the internet, because that makes children and young people not tell their parents what they're doing. But there's another message from the police. A lot of these abusers say, you can't catch me because I'm abroad. They can't trace me. They say that to their victims. Well, the police say they've done 12 operations so far looking at this kind of problem, and in each case they've made an arrest. A lot of the time it is people abroad. They're targeting Britain because they regard Britain as having a permissive, liberal society, and of course we speak English, which makes things easier too. But they're researching the backgrounds of the children they're targeting. They're looking at the places where they live and coming up with the names of nearby villages, and so it's a pretty sophisticated operation. But the police say there is hope, and they do think that they are starting to get to grips with this problem.
Right, OK, Tom, thank you for that.